ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। Okay, let us start from 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start from shloka number 80. Samlakshya chinmatrataya.
Hare.
संलक्ष्य चिन्मात्रतया सदात्मनोः
संलक्ष्य चिन्मात्रतया सदात्मनोः
अखण्डभावः परिचीयते बुधैः।
अखण्डभावः परिचीयते बुधैः।
एवं महावाक्यशतेन कथ्यते
एवं महावाक्यशतेन कथ्यते
ब्रह्मात्मनोरैक्यमखण्डभावः
ब्रह्मात्मनोरैक्यमखण्डभावः
मृत्कार्यं सकलं घटादि
मृत्कार्यं सकलं घटादि
सततं मृण्मात्रमेवाभितः
सततं मृन्मात्रमेवाभितः
तद्वत्सज्जनितं सदात्मकम्
तद्वत्सज्जनितं सतात्मकम्
इदं सन्मात्रमेवाखिलम्
इदं सन्मात्रमेवाखिलम्
यस्मान्नास्ति सतः परं किमपि
यस्मान्नास्ति सतः परं किमपि
तत्सत्यं स आत्मा स्वयम्
तत्सत्यं स आत्मा स्वयम्
तस्मात् तत्त्वमसि प्रशान्तम्
तस्मात् तत्त्वमसि प्रशान्तम्
अमलं ब्रह्माद्वयं यत्परम्
अमलं ब्रह्माद्वयं यत्परम्
निद्राकल्पितदेशकालविषयज्ञात्रादि यथा
निद्राकल्पितदेशकालविषयज्ञात्रादि सर्वं यथा
मिथ्या तद्वदिहापि जाग्रति
मिथ्या तद्वदिहाभिजाग्रति
जगत्स्वाज्ञानकार्यत्वतः
जगत् स्वाज्ञानकार्यत्वतः
यस्मादेवमिदं शरीरकरणप्राणाहम् आद्यप्यसत्
यस्मादेवमिदं शरीरकरणप्राणाहम् आद्य अभ्यसत्
तस्मात् तत्त्वमसि प्रशान्तम्
तस्मात् तत्त्वमसि प्रशान्तम्
अमलं ब्रह्माद्वयं यत्परम्.
अमलं ब्रह्माद्वयं यत्परम्.
One more shloka is there. Let's read today's. Jati Niti Kula Gotra Duragam.
I don't
This
have
is shloka number 255, which is outside the 108. This is the shloka that was sent to you on WhatsApp. First shloka of that list.
sorry.
Does anybody have the shloka of them? That printout? Yeah. Okay.
Get out.
You got it. All right. Jati Niti Kula Gotra Duragam.
जातिनीतिकुलगोत्रदूरघम्
नामरूपगुणदोषवर्जितम्
नामरूपगुणदोषवर्जितम्
देशकालविषयातिवर्तियः यत् sorry देशकालविषयातिवर्ति यत्
देशकालविषयार्तिवर्ति यत्
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि.
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि.
Yeah. So in this text, where we are in this text right now, is that the Shravanam and Mananam is over. In the way the Shankaracharya has organized this composition. Means the essential teaching of the Vedanta is complete. And how do you know it is complete? For that, we have to go back. We have to go back to there is an introduction. Okay, if you have the text, entire text with you, just the shlokas, right? So, the Adhikaritvam was talked about, and the glory of this Brahma Vidya was talked about. Then from shloka number 7 onwards, the qualified student, the Adhikari was talked about. Exactly like when you buy a book from the railway station or the airport, because you have nothing to do. You come 1 hour ahead of time. You can't do. Generally, you won't go 1 hour, 2 hours ahead of time anywhere. Nobody has that kind of time in life today. But the airport means 3 hours. International means 3 hours in front. So you end up there, and then what do? You are first in line also. So now you've got 2 hours, and so you can't sleep also, because if you sleep, then you'll miss the flight. So you have to walk around, look around, and all that. And that is the time you decided to look at books. Until now, books were not there at all. And then you look at all these things, and then book is there, but the author is unknown to you. Nothing is known, but interesting title and all. So you look at the author first. Correct? Author. Who is this author? Yeah, are you reading about the author, or are you reading what the author wrote about? Uh, no, but I need to know who the author is, because big name means that's a different thing. Or unknown, but somehow the author's bio is very attractive. Then you start like that. That introduction is given, and then of course you look into the preface of the book. What is this book all about? Because it's 350 pages, you are not able to figure out what is what, and so. Same approach in all our texts is like that. It may not be obvious, but it is like that. So next, from shloka number 7 onwards, you got the adhikari, qualified student, so to speak, who is the ideal candidate for a text like this. And then from shloka number 18, Ukta Sadhana Sampannaha. I hope you're following me. And then there he talks about that Guru, qualifications of the Guru, Shrotriyaha, Avrajinaha, Akamahataha. Look at all that. We saw Kamahataha, Akamahataha in the last Atma Bodha class. Shrotriyasya cha Kamahatasya te ye shatam. Like that we saw. Okay. And so that teacher's qualification also is mentioned there in a couple of lines. And then there is a dialogue between the teacher and the student, which is followed by a question by the student, which sets up the whole subject matter, the whole text. And that is sloka number 25. So beautifully Shankaracharya sets it up. So he's saying my text is going to be like this. It's going to have these sections, these 7 sections minimum. And so ko nama bandaha katamesha agataha. We saw this so many times. And so then from shloka number 27, which is panchikritebhya bhutebhya. The minute you see panchikritebhya, then you know it is not atma, it is anatma. Okay, so anatma begins from there. And then it keeps going, and then shloka number 34. Atate samprabhakshami swarupam paramatmanaha. Paramatmanaha swarupam sampravakshyami. So that shows the topic of Atma has come about. So that is Atma, which was asked by the student. And I think that is the 6th question asked by a student, comes towards the end, right? So, kaha asau Atma paramah ka Atma. Kaha asau anatma paramah ka Atma. Then tayor viveka. So that is the 6th question. All right, that goes on for a few shlokas. Then we have shloka number 39, which starts like Atra anatmani ahamiti matihi bandaha yeshaha asya pumsaha. So bandaha, that word is introduced. So ko nama bandaha. The first question is answered there. Then the next shloka is Kathamesha Agataha. Shloka number 40. Akhanda Nityadvaya Bodha Shaktya. How this bandha has come about, who created it, etc., was talked about there. So that is where that Avarana and Vikshepa Shakti of Maya was introduced. Okay. Then let's look at Shloka 42. Etabhyam eva Shaktibhyam Bandhaha. Like that, he concludes there. Then, Shloka number 43. Bijam Samsriti Bhumi Jasyatu Tamaha. So that's the beginning. Those 2 shlokas there. Katham Pratishta Asya. Katham Pratishta Asya Katham Vimokshaha. So 3rd question, I think that is. Katham Pratishta Asya. Katham, how this bandha never leaves me at all. Like that, the question was asked. So that samsara vriksha was explained. What is nourishing this tree of samsara? If you recall that was in shloka number 43. And then 44 is katham vimoksha. How can I cross over this samsara sagar ka taran kaisa karna hai? So that was mentioned in shloka number 44. And there, look at that. Swadharma nishtha. That shloka number 44. Swadharma nishtha. So that karma yoga. Correct? Swadharma nishtha is there. Then Paramatma Vedanam is also there in the 3rd quarter of the shloka. I hope everybody is following me, correct? Otherwise, this talk will become a waste. Paramatma Vedanam is there. So Vedanam, knowledge of what? Paramatma. Paramatma Vedanam is very well said there. So that is Jnana Yoga. Connect it with our Lokesmin Dvivida Nishta, third chapter. Third chapter. So that is mentioned in this shloka, 44. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. All right. Then next is shloka number 45. Munjad Ishikam Iva. So there, Tayor Vivekaha Katameta Duchyatam. Question number 7 of the student was addressed here. So he's talking about Munja, etc. How to carefully separate out the Atma and Anatma. Carefully, why? Carefully, because they are not two different objects. Two different objects itself, it's not possible to separate sometimes. Separate the paint from your car. Car is car. Paint can be separated, but that itself is hard. Why? Because it's so stuck to it. And these days, these things are just impossible to remove. You can't just scrape. You can't even scrape it. Try scraping it. Very difficult. And so there itself it's like that. Okay, milk and water, two different things. But once you mix it up, then it is going to be just not, for the average eye, it is not possible to separate. Here it is even more difficult because it is like separating clay from pot. Clay from pot. But fortunately, there's one way to separate it. And that is by knowing the pot, knowing clay as Satyam and knowing pot as Mithya. Then clay and pot are separated as it were. Okay. This we saw. That's why he's saying Munjad Ishikam Iva Tayor Vivekaha. Then he brings in the Dehoyam, etc. All right. So here he is talking about this Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, etc. Everything is going on. Anandamaya Kosha comes in shloka number 57. Okay. Ananda Pratibimba Chumbita Tanuhu. This we saw. and then Shankaracharya, still Tattvamasi was not talked about. So Tayor Vivekaha Katam Etad Uchatam. So that part continues. So from shloka number 61, Yoyam Atma Swayam Jyotihi. So there he starts the Tvam-pada Vichara. In Tattvamasi, Tvam-pada Vichara starts there. So who is this? Who am I? Who is the real nature of the Jiva? That was talked about in the next 4 shlokas. Then from shloka number 66, which is Brahma Abhinnatva Vijnanam. He introduces Brahma now. And so that meaning of the Tatpada Vicharaha. Okay, Ishvara Vicharaha. That is starting there. Shloka number 66. This continues until 73. Ataha Pritang Nasti Jagat Paramatmanaha. He's saying, therefore, the world is not separate from Paramatma. Like the pot is not separate from clay. They're not two different objects. Just like that, you can't separate it. But you have to understand one as Mithya, the other as Satyam. That is what is Atma Anatma Vivekaha. And here, Paramatma Jagat Vivekaha. Okay. Then, shloka number, what is that? 74. Tattvam Padabhyam Abhidhiya Manayoho. A beautiful presentation of that Asipada Vicharaha. This is called Asipada Vicharaha. Tattvam Asi. Tat was talked about, Tvam was talked about, Asi. Now you have to equate the two. Swamiji, I remember, Dayananda. He said in one class, if you see a difference between Jiva and Ishvara, and if you conclude that is right, what is right? That Jiva and Ishvara, two different, entirely different entities, then the Shastram is wrong. There's a problem with the Shastra. And if you conclude that Jiva and Ishvara are identical, I don't see any difference at all, then you have a problem. Let me repeat what I said, just so that all of you get it. Okay, because when I first heard Swamiji, I also, if you see a difference between Jiva and Ishvara cannot be equal at all. How Jiva and Ishvara can be equal? Please tell me. Yeah, of course they are not equal. Jiva is a product of Ishvara. And if you keep saying that and if you conclude like that, then Shastra has no place in our life. Upanishad has no place in our life. Upanishad is wrong. Shastra is all wrong. It's waste. People sit, rishis and all, sitting in meditation, writing all these things and all. Just everything is wrong. On the other hand, if you look at this, just look at this Shastra and say, it's not Shastra. Look at the equation and say, Jiva and Ishvara, there is no difference at all. It's very obvious. If you say like that, then you have a problem. You have a problem. Hey, you are putting me in a spot like this. How? That's not correct. What are you saying? I have a problem or Shastram has a problem. Then what? Hey, you have to see the difference between Jiva and Ishvara to begin with. It's like Anoho. What is Shankara say? Uh, Mervoho, Anu Mervoho, something he said. Huh? Like it is like a difference between atom and a mountain. Okay, Himalayas and an atom. That's the difference it is. You must see it, and you must also be ready to see how these things can ever be equal. And for that, you have to apply this Bhagatyaga Lakshana. Like that, Swamiji had mentioned long ago, I remember. Then only you are studying the Shastra. You must have both. Inequality is there, equality is there. Inequality is there, equality is there. Then will they meet at some point? Yeah, they're supposed to meet at some point. Then what happens? Well, externally nothing happens. But I am clear that everything is Brahma and Atma also is Brahma. Then I can say Aham Brahmasmi. Okay, like that idea is there. And so here also, this thing continues, Anandamaya, and then Sampada, Asipada is there. Okay. Then that Tattvamasi, Asipada completes with our previous shloka, that Nidra Kalpita, shloka number 82, Nidra Kalpita Desha Kala Vishaya Jnatradi Sarvam Yatha. So there Asipada also completes. Okay. Then the rest of the shlokas are all talking about karma and preface, prologue, I think. It's called prologue. Is it prologue? At the end of the text, what is something, the text is called prologue.
Epilogue.
Huh?
Epilogue.
Epilogue. Oh, prologue is before, epilogue is afterwards. Okay, prologue, epilogue. Epilogue. Epilogue is coming up. Now, so there is what happened now is after Shravanam, with Adhikari was talked about. And so Viveki, person must have Viveka, then Vairagyam, then Shamadamadi Shatka Sampatti, Mumukshutvam. All these are in full measure. A person who has all these qualities is the Adhikari for this subject. Shastram, subject also and all, we are a bit shy of saying all these words. Now, that person will get it, supposed to get it, according to the Shastra. Get it. That is fine. That is fine. Person will get it, no doubt about that. We have enough proof for all of that. All our living acharyas are proof for it. All our rishis are proof for it. And then Shastram comes through our parampara, sampradaya. Okay. Now, then still I might look at it and say something is not right. Means in me something is not right. Okay. And I know I can see it all. I can see it all. But nothing has changed in the way I behave, in the way I respond to situations. Nothing has changed. Correct? I'm still like I was before. Previously, I didn't know the Shastram. Now I can say I studied this Upanishad and that Prakarana Grantha, and there is also Brahma Sutra waiting for me. All this lecture I can give. And like Swamiji says, the person comes and says, Swamiji, I'm teaching this now. And people like my teaching also. But the problem, there's one problem, Swamiji. Only one problem. One problem. Somehow I don't know. I know it all, but nothing. I'm still the same old person. And all same frustrations, anxieties, fear, everything is the same. But my students are getting enlightened. They are walking away. And they are also teaching very well now. But I still have a problem. Like that it seems. Somebody. So this is possible. This is possible. And if you carefully look at this text, carefully, even this Vivekachoodamani, hey, some of what I'm going to say today is going to be similar to what I talked about in Atma Bodha last class. Okay, those continuing students will have this, will experience that. There are many new students in our class also, so for their benefit, we have to continue. Because Atma Bodha and Vivekachoodamani somehow it is just going in a parallel track. And so, as I was saying, if you look at this text, you will not find one word of advice. One word of advice. Kuch na kuch karo. This is how you have to reprioritize your life. Did you see any word? Kuru. That word is not there at all. Get up in the morning and before sunrise. Brahma Muhurta, they talk about Brahma Muhurtam. And get up at 3:30 or 4 in the morning and do some dhyanam for some time. This kind of advice I'm looking for. No advice is there also. No advice. Bring up your children in this manner. Teach them these things. Then functional family must be there. How should I have a functional family? Nothing is talked about. Not one word. No one word of advice will be there. So that is because if you carefully uh, look at shloka number 4. In fact, 4 he is giving us a shock treatment. Okay, what is the shock treatment? Look at this. Pathantu shastrani yajantu devan. Okay, shloka number 4. Kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha. This kind of shocker I have not seen anywhere else. Atma Bodha, he says it a little differently. I'll come back to that. Here, he's saying, you study the Shastra. You do Parayanam, you do whatever you want with the Shastram. And then Yajantu Devan. You do all kinds of homas and yagas and invoke all the Indra, the Devatas. Okay? And Kurvantu Karmani. All the ceremonial offerings, practices, so-called rituals. I'm not using the word ritual. I'm trying, past 2-3 weeks I've been thinking about this word ritual. And some people may feel ritual is too ritualistic, mechanical, they might feel. So I'm thinking whether I should remove that word ritual from my talk. So ceremonial offerings, puja onwards, everything is a ceremonial offering. So the ceremonial offering and practices, keep doing that. Okay, kurvantu karmani, bhajantu devata, worship all your devatas. Ishta devata onwards, we have all devatas. And during time also we can change, our Ishta devata can change also. Then of course Kula devata is there, Grama devata is there, everything. Devatas are too many. So we propitiate all of them. We need to propitiate all of them. So you go to somebody and they will say, no, I think you have been ignoring your Grama devata. Go appease her. Like that they will say, you have to do it. And then he says, all of this, what kind of use it is for you? Atmaikya bodhena vina vimuktihi na siddhyati. Okay. Vimuktihi na siddhyati. This patantu shastrani vimuktihi na siddhyati. With that, you can't get moksha. How long can I not get moksha? Brahma shatantarepi. 100 Brahma years. Brahmaji's lifespan is huge. Some trillion, somebody said some number. And so many trillions human years. That long also you can't get moksha by following this patantu shastrani yajantu devani, etc. That is why punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam is there. My God, this is what I've been doing actually. As a Vaidika, this is what I've been doing. Kurvantu karmani. Everything I've been doing. Yajantu devan. I do my homas. I do devatas, pujanam, everything I do. Shastram also. So, this is a shocker, correct? This is a shocker. Because this is what I am supposed to do, I thought, but now you are telling me this Atmaikya Bodhena Vina is saying, hey, you can do whatever you want, but unless I get the knowledge of Atma Bodha means it's the knowledge of the self. After all these things, do I know myself or not? This is what I will ask you. If you say, what are you talking? Then continue doing it. What else can we do? Hoping for Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi. That is why Puja Swamiji will say, we have all entered through the back door. Back door entry. Narada himself says, why we should say? Narada says, I know the entire 4 Vedas. Do you remember that shloka, right? Rig Vedam, Yajur Vedam, Sama Vedam, Chaturtham, Atharvanaha. Adhyemi, Aham Adhyemi, he says, hey, I know all these things. And Bhuta Yajna, Bhuta Vidya, Chatra Vidya, Nakshatra Vidya, like this, he gives a big list of things. I know all these things. Mantravidevasmi natu atmavit. That is how he ends his statement. He knows the problem. Aham mantravit asmi. I know all the mantras, everything. I know all this kramas, karma, everything I know. Where not only bhajantu devata, I know where the devatas live also. I met them also. I've been to all these lokas. But Bhagavo aham shochami. I grieve. Like that Chandogya Upanishad talks about Narada. That is how I am able to connect this shloka. I grieve. I do know Atmavit. I am not an Atmavit. So please teach me. Like that, Narada is telling Sanat Kumara. Okay. That is what Shankaracharya is telling us here. He is not discouraging us. He says this is the lay of the land. This is how it is. Do whatever you have to do. And then that is Karma Yoga. All that comes under the category of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga cannot give me moksha. It will give me the maturity to maturity. Emotional maturity is there. Then maturity about what is what. Atma Anatma Viveka, Vairagyam, all that it is supposed to give me. That is why Krishna Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha. He put it like that there. Karma Yoga. Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, Karma Yogena Yoginam. 3.3. Bhagavad Gita. That shows that there is no shortcut to this. It appears like I can take a shortcut. I can study some Sanskrit. I can just some slokas, some texts and all that. I get a hang of it. Anybody can get a hang of it. It is very easy. Vedanta is so easy. Anybody can get a hang of it. And so no advice is there. Not a single word of advice. And so if I come to this Shastram with the mindset of what should I do, what will I get? I will get nothing. Sit and breathe in this manner. Teach me some Kriya. Nothing you will get. That is why all these other organizations are prospering and becoming bigger and bigger. Correct? Because they are teaching some Kriya, and you can feel calm, and your life will transform. Correct? Please do it. You have to transform your life. You need that. We all need that peace of mind. But who said peace of mind is moksha? Moksha can give peace of mind. That is fine. But peace of mind is equal to moksha. Shastra में कहाँ लिखा है? And so, that is what we are after. And in Atma Bodha, he says it differently. He doesn't say patantu shastrani yajantu like that. He doesn't say. He says aviroditaya karma na vidyam vinivartayet. Atma Bodha. Hey, this karma, unfortunately, because the problem is caused by ignorance, because moksha is an already accomplished thing, it is not something you are going to accomplish. Means it is not something that is produced. Like a degree I want, that you have to work hard and you have to prove yourself and they will give you a degree. So you are producing that degree. You are producing that status. You are the agent of that status. You worked hard. You did things. And therefore now you are granted a degree. Production. Previously the degree was not there. Now the degree is. So it is a non-existing thing has been produced. This is the role of karma. From making tea onwards, everything is karma. Puja also is karma. What am I doing in there? What am I producing there? Hey, I am supposed to produce chitta shuddhi. I will produce punya also. Punyam is going to come. Because it's an act. The action will have to have a result. And so it will have that result. And not clear. Result won't be visible. Shankaracharya says if you do homas and yajnas and all, visible result is also there. What is that visible result? This body pain will be there. You can't get up because you've been sitting for 3 hours. Now you can't get up. Correct? That is a drishta phalam or not? Somebody, 3 people have to come and lift you. All these things are there. What happened? You're okay all along. No, I don't know. I can't get up. Yeah, this is called drishta phalam. And then tears are flowing. Why? Because yajna, smoke, all over smoke. In India, at least. In America, I can't give this example. All smoke alarms will be screaming. You can't even go anywhere near this. I think they have something called smokeless, whatever that is called now. So Shankara says that this is what you get out of drishta phalam means this is all you can get. But the real phalam, which is adrishtam, you can't see. You can't see. So there in Atma Bodha he says chittasya shuddhaye karma. Hey, that karma is meant for your chitta shuddhi. Because I'm still confused and I'm still a victim of so many things. I've given up myself to so many things. My pieces are all out there, surrendered. In the house, I have something. In the wife, I have something. Husband, I have something. Son, I have given up some. Daughter is gone. This is just family. And now possessions are there. Carpet, so part of me is in the carpet. Because somebody drops juice on the carpet, my heart is starting to, ooh, what happened? Is this pomegranate means gone. The dye, it won't go at all. Orange juice, you can clean it up. This is what my thought. My mind is filled with all these thoughts. And so with this kind of guy, how he can study Shastram? You please tell me. इसमें कुछ मतलब ही नहीं है. No advice is there. Nothing is there here. And he, on top of that, he's saying Patantu Shastrani. And Atma Bodha, he says, Avirodhitaya karma na vidyam vinivartayet. Hey, that karma cannot neutralize avidya. Cannot. Karma is, why? Because karma is a product of avidya. How can a product of something neutralize that thing? It's not possible. So, na vidyam vinivartayet. Vidya vidyam nihantyeva. What a play of words. Vidya avidyam nihanti eva. Hey, it's very obvious. Avidya can only be neutralized by vidya. And because vidya, and then tejas timira sangavat. Like we want to, if you want light, if it's all dark, darkness can only be removed by one thing. You can't do karma to remove darkness. You can't jump up and down. You can't say, I'll meditate for some time and I'll get so much energy that the room will become bright. All this waste. Doesn't matter. If you can say, the great, it's dark, it's good time for me to meditate, power off, power cut ho gaya. So do meditation. That you can do. But you can't produce light. And so Tejas Timira Sangavati says that. And no, there Vastu Siddhir Vicharena also he says. This is shloka number 5 of Atma Bodha. Or is it Chitta Sashuddhiya is Vivekachoodamani 5? I'm sorry.
Vivekachoodamani only.
Vivekachoodamani 5th shloka. I went off to Atma Bodha. There
Chittasya Shuddhya.
Avirodhitaya karma comes there, correct. But Chittasya Shuddhaya karma, he's telling you what is the purpose of karma. He's clearly delineating. It is Shastram is very clear about it. And so that limitation of karma is talked about. The usefulness of karma and the limitation of karma. Both are said in this shloka number 5. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. Therefore, what should I do? Question should go away from the mind of the seeker. Correct? I know what I have to do. I'm doing. I continue to do. As a grahastha, I have to do. As a brahmachari, there is so much to do. It's all laid out. I don't need the shastram to come and tell me what I should do. But the Shastram says do it with the right attitude. Then only Chitta Shuddhi will come. And then only my study of Shastram will also be complete. Otherwise, it will be one portion of the mind, Brahma Vidya is sitting, another portion of the mind, all problems are looming large. Because it's not going to end at all. Which problem is going to end? Please tell me. It's not. And so these magical solutions and all. That is why all these meditation and kriyas, etc., work and people go after it because people need it. They don't know. They figured out that all these things that I'm going after and gold, investing in gold and investing in Bitcoin and this and that is creating more stress. And then comes a guy called Trump and he's multiplying, he's amplifying stress also. So there is nothing that is predictable in this universe. We know that. And so they are going after all these techniques, meditation, kriya, and pranayama, etc. Very important. Very, very, very important in my opinion. One should do all these things. But Vedanta is a different ball game. Different ball game. For the person who is ready to say, yeah, this is what it is. I can do pranayama. I can improve my whatever mental well-being and physical well-being. All that is good. But having a good health is not the goal of life, And the goal of life is definitely desirable. Health must be good, no doubt about that. So that I can do all the other things that I can accomplish. Here also, Shastram study also, good health is required. We have to take care of it. But it's not the goal. All that comes in these shlokas. Chittasya, then what is the goal of karma? Chittasya shuddhaye karma. Natu vastu upalabdhaye. Not for moksha. Vastu here means Brahma. Brahma means Brahma Jnanam. Not for Brahma Jnanam. Okay, so that once that is said, then what the Shastram does by these words is it pushes me from Karma Kanda to Jnana Kanda, correct? Until now, it is all karma kanda. Karma, karma phalam, karma, karma phalam. Do this, get that. Do this, get that. Do this, get that. Do this, get that. At some point, I have to understand that, hey, this is all fine. And I need, what is next? If this is what I've been doing in the previous Janma also, that also should strike me. This is also so many Janmas. This is what I've been doing. Therefore, it is not going to end. This journey is not going to end. But a pusukunu point, no, I should die just like that, without suffering. And that pusuk, I like that the way they say it. I mean, that's fine. Nothing. Anayasena maranam, Sanskrit. This is the Tamil way of saying it in Sanskrit. Anayasena maranam. Pusukunu bohano. Which one is easier, cute? This is so nice. It conveys so much. Okay. So, okay, Anayasena maranam. This is serious Vedanta class. We have to say Anayasena maranam. So, okay, Anayasena marana. After that, what? Anayasena punarjanma. Just like you just passed away, just like that, without knowing you'll be born also. That also continuity is there. We have to think about that. Shastram talks about it. And so, and this guy has been doing this, all this. He's a Vedic person, and he does all this annually. He changes this thread also. Everything it's called this Upakarma. It's coming up shortly. And then there the mantra is very clear. Very clearly, he's repeating this mantra year after year after year. And he doesn't understand one word of it. If only I could understand a few words of this. There it is very clear. Kenapi punya karmana. This anadi avidyayaha and all these words are all there in this sankalpa. This long journey, some punya karma I have done, and because of the punya karma, I got this birth. Like that, it is saying, this mantra is saying. And may I use this Janma properly? All that is coming in this Sankalpa. The mantra has not started. The real karma has not started. This is just Sankalpa. And you hear this mantra and then you say, oh my God, so much is there. And that is why he says, Brahma Shatantarepi, Kalpa Kanchit Nakinchit Kalpa Koti Bihi. Not possible. Karma cannot do anything. Karma can give different kinds of results and therefore different kinds of experiences for me. Therefore, up and down, constantly up and down. Up and down means what? Pleasant experiences, elated. Unpleasant, I am depressed. This is all that is possible for the life of a human being. We are all, some of us are good at managing this. By doing all these kriyas and dhyanams and all that, we are managing it quite well. Managing it well. And traumatic situations occur. Nobody can stop it. And we manage it. We manage, and then we walk away from here. But if somebody says, hey, I'm not interested in managing it. I'm interested in a fundamental solution. What exactly is causing all this? That is what Konama Bandha, this student, is asking. He's come to that point. He's an Uttamadhikari. And why I'm saying all this, that section is over. Shravanam Mananam is over, and we are moving to the next section of this epilogue. But in between, Shankaracharya has written 150 shlokas on what is called Nididhyasanam. For that person, okay, let's put it differently. I'll put it differently. So at this point, I must be able to say Aham Brahmasmi. Why? How do you know you're Brahmasmi? Shankaracharya said. I am Brahmasmi, therefore you are Brahmasmi? Oh, okay. That's not bad. but I am supposed to stand up and say, the Shastram says it, therefore I am Brahmasmi. No, my Guru, I respect my Guru, therefore I can't go against my Guru, And Guruji keeps saying Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, therefore I am Aham Brahmasmi. No, that also is not a correct answer. That is an insult to the Guru, really speaking. And so, that you can't do. Hey, did you understand Praptasya Praptihi, Apraptasya Praptihi and all? Hey, karma is in the category of Apraptasya Praptihi. And therefore, creating what doesn't exist. That is what is apraptasya prapti. That's what karma is very good at doing. Without karma, you can't produce anything. And then what about moksha? Moksha is siddha vastu. Siddha vastu jnanam. Knowledge of the siddha vastu. The karma is producing the asiddha vastu. Here, there is nothing to produce. Moksha already exists. Atma already exists. Brahma already exists. You are not going to produce any of these things. Maximum, you can say, I am producing knowledge. Maximum. And so, from Vidhi Kanda, Karma Kanda, I am moving to Jnana Kanda. So much. This is a recap of what we told. But that Siddha Vastu, Shankaracharya will say Bhuta Vastu. These words are used in the Shastra. Bhuta Vastu also refers to that already existing entity. And so if I still didn't get it, which is true for all of us, we don't have to condemn anybody here. I'm still here and there. I got it, but I didn't get it. If I say, then Shravanam has to be done. I may be studying Shastram for only 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years, 3 years. May not be enough. Who said 3 years Shastram study is enough? People spend their entire life on this. So I just have to repeat. There are so many texts. You can listen to the same text again. So many teachers are also there these days. But one teacher properly follow. That is what the idea is. And listen to that person. That person is Shrotriyaha, Brahmanishtaha, must be ideally. And get it. If the teacher is convincing, then there is nothing like it. Correct? There is nothing like it. And if the teacher is living that life also, best. And so, then what is stopping me from knowing? Well, two kinds of obstacles are there. Intellectual obstacles are there. Intellectual means I'm not able to follow what you said. That some logic, clarity is not there. That is going to be there because Vedanta is like that. Vedanta is like that because Vedanta starts with belief but ends up in knowledge. There's so much knowing involved here. We can't say, hey, you be a devotee of Krishna and Krishna will take you to Vaikuntha. That statement we can't say, even though that is true. That is true means what? Hey, yes, your punya will take you to better places and you may end up going to Vaikuntha. But Krishna there also will tell you this is not your final destination. Did you study Bhagavad Gita? He will ask you. Krishna will ask us. What do you mean? I'm already in Vaikuntha. Why are you asking me about Bhagavad Gita? Then it should strike me there. It will hit me. Like a rock, it will hit me. I told you in Bhagavad Gita, Kshine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. Hey, you are having a good time in this Vaikuntha, all right. But this journey also, this sojourn or whatever they call it, this duration of stay is also finite only. After that, your own karma will decide where you will go. Didn't I tell you that? On earth itself, I told you. And here, this is just a vacation for you. Your punya is getting exhausted. Keep some punya so when you go back to earth, that punya should work, Don't expend all your punya here. Like that, Krishna might say in Vaikuntha. Or the next avatara, whoever the next avatara is there. Vishnu, yeah, Vishnu is there. Vishnu is always there. So Vishnu will have this kind of dialogue. And so, Shravanam is required. Mananam is required. So many janmas are gone. So why should I be worried about, why should I be impatient? So many things should happen in 2 years. You can plan to study, you can take so many courses, all that is possible. But I must enjoy the journey and let the process take care of itself. That's what Shastram says. It will take care of itself. Because if this knowledge is going to deliver the goods, then that knowledge is there and it will deliver its goods also. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Sri Krishna says, that's why he says it, Shraddha. I must have Shraddha in this. I was thinking about Shraddha. Those days I used to wonder, what exactly is Shraddha? Why Krishna says Shraddhavan labate jnanam? Just by having Shraddha in this. Shraddha means what? Hey, what the Shastram is saying is true. These words of Shankaracharya are true. It has to be true. Like that feeling is called Shraddha. Otherwise, there's no hope. Imagine somebody, the child, the 6-month-old child, baby, some adult is picking up and then just throwing like this. And that baby is smiling at you, looking down and smiling. Throw it again and then smiling even more and laughing. And you do it 3-4 times, it will keep laughing and they will tell you, you know what they will tell you? I remember, they'll say, no, it will start, what do you call that? Hiccup and all will start coming. And don't do it. Romba sirika kudad. Means that body reactions are all there. So you just leave it, that's it, over, enough. If somebody comes and picks you up like that, you're going to smile, laugh, ecstatic? No, you can't be ecstatic. Because I don't have Shraddha in those hands. But that child, that baby has 100% Shraddha. It knows nothing about you, yourself, nothing it knows. It doesn't know, hey, if this guy, something happens, if he slips, I'll fall down. That thought is not there. If I fall down, I'll break my bones, not there. I might die. Those thoughts don't exist at all in the child. That is called Shraddha. 100% Shraddha is there. That's why he's able to enjoy the moment. He doesn't know what's going to happen next second. And so, I have to build that Shraddha. I have to develop the Shraddha. That is why Yajna Dana Tapah Karma Natyajyam Karyameva Tat. I said this in the Atmabodha class in Bhagavad Gita. And that is, I wrote down the number somewhere. 18.5, 18th chapter, 5th shloka. Hey, some of our people, by the way, we should talk about it in satsang. And I think Bhagya and Mohini and all, I see them here. Yeah, they have completed a competition, etc. But what it is memorizing the entire Bhagavad Gita. And then there's a lot more involved, and we will hear from them. Because when I said 18.5, somebody was saying doing this. So that then I was reminded of that. So we should talk to them about that particular last 2-3 months or more. They've been practicing it, and they had some kind of a presentation and competition and whatnot recently. So yajna dana tapah karma natyajyam karyameva tat, he says, Sri Krishna. Does it mean anything to me? He's saying, Natyajyam, don't give it up. Karyameva, it is a to be done, must be done. What must be done? 3 karma. What kind of karma? Yajna, dana, tapa. These are the 3 things that must be done. Yajna means for a Vaidika. This is a Vaidika person only we are advising. Or Panchamaha Yajna is there. That is our yajna. If you say, I don't know anything, I am out of touch with all this, Then, okay, you've got all the Pitri Yajna is there. Pitri Yajna means let's develop the fact, hey, I'm born of people, and there are people, so many people before me. I'm sitting on the I'm sitting on the shoulders of so many people. They've given me my whole kalacharam comes from them only. Who am I? My way of thinking is given by them. The blood that is running in the body is given by them only. My name, of course, is given by them. Everything is given by them. So Pitri Yajna is important. Pitri Yajna, I am really nobody. I am a product. If at all I want to be somebody, I can only pass on the values or any other significant things that they wanted me to do. And Veda means I have to pass on the Vedas to the next generation. That is when I can maybe say I'm somebody. That thing, right? I sent this thing on the WhatsApp group. They're asking, Panditji, what is your name? And suddenly he's saying, Abhivade, Angirisa, Porogusa, Trasa, Trase, Mahalinga Sharmana, Mamas, Ho. I found it to be interesting. And he gives some reasoning he gives. He said, I'm a product of all these rishis. And so, Yajnadana Tapah Karma, you must do. Why? Because Yajnadana Tapah Karma, Pavanani Manishinam. They are the only things that purify this buddhi, which is constantly on the prowl. On the prowl. What should I do next? Next, what tariff I should give to which country? This is what we are thinking. How much time is getting wasted on this? I'm telling you, not just one country, but every other country is a victim of this thing. This is the way it is. Very sad. So mind is just all over the place. And so he's saying Yajna Dana Tapah Karma Pavanani Manishinam. Now I can see why Krishna says these things. And so I said two kinds of obstacles are there. Intellectual, this sounds like, I hope this is useful to all of you, because we have to understand the context. Otherwise, we will get lost in Sanskrit words and this and that. I'm very, very good at introducing a lot of Sanskrit words also. That also is my problem. And so everything is there, but context has to be clear. Once the context is clear, then we can have a lot of fun. All right. So there is something that is sitting between me and this vision of the Shastram. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha is staring at me, and I am here. And intellectual obstacles, I said. Logic-based obstacles. I didn't follow what you're saying. Satyam Mithya, not clear. Okay, good. Not clear means I have to do Shravanam. Keep doing Shravanam, nothing wrong. Keep on doing, that's it. Don't compare yourself to other people. No comparison at all here. Because this is the final journey according to the Shastram. And so let me do it properly. Let me be honest. I remember long ago I heard Swamiji saying this. Two things are important in this pursuit. Intellectual honesty. Intellectual honesty means I know it or I don't know it. Where am I not clear? Where am I clear? I must be clear about these things. That is called intellectual honesty. No, you might know it, but I am not. I'm confused about it. Intellectual honesty. And commitment to truth. Yeah, there is something. There is some truth here. I have to go after it. That two things he mentioned. So that's what I bring to the fore here in this study. And so intellectual obstacles are there. And then there are other types of intellectual obstacles also. This lack of Shraddha can create some more obstacles. Okay, first one I said is basic lack of clarity. Yeah, I'm getting it, but I still have to mull over it. I have to listen to it more, and I'm sure things will happen. That is basic clarity, for which Shravanam and Mananam is required. More Shravanam, more Mananam. Not a problem. If the right teacher can make all of that happen, no problem. You just deliver yourself. What is a student required to do? Okay, in my class, some homework you're required to do. All right. That also is optional anyway. So there's nothing required to do. All right. So therefore, that's the beauty of the Shastram. No teacher will make you do anything. The good teacher will not make you do anything. Because here internal transformation is going on. Externally, we can enforce some discipline, etc. We can do all that. But discipline itself is not a goal. I can't come to your home and I see, look at how you are sitting. Are you sitting erect or not? Is your breathing proper or not? No, that has no place in Vedanta. It has place in preparation. Karma Yoga mein all these things are there. But for a Vedanta teacher is not worried about all this. All right. So second type of intellectual problem is called Pramana Asambhavana. Pramana Shanka. Pramana Shanka. Is Upanishad really the Pramana? Because now I'm investing a lot of time on Upanishads and Vivekachoodamani and other texts and so on and so forth. Now I'm beginning to Google also. And YouTube, I'm looking at all these texts. Because what can you do? What can you do? I heard about Upadesha Sahasri of Shankaracharya and I want to know more. You have to Google. What else? Google, and Google will tell you so much. Then you say, this is too confusing. Then I look at ChatGPT. ChatGPT will also tell you. And it will also tell you a lot. It will give you nice bullet points, bolded, everything it tells you. Indents, everything. It is nice to read. My God, I don't know how they do that. Very nice to read. Because Google means it's just too many websites. Where will you go? And it'll say at the bottom, 1.5 million hits. Like that it will say. You don't have time for all these things. And so, that's very confusing. Very confusing. That's why they say don't even read books. Initially, don't start this journey by reading books. Whatever books you have read, let it be. But the journey must be started by listening to somebody. Why? Because from Vidhikanda, it is going to push me to Jnanakanda. From Karma Kanda, it is going to push me to Jnanakanda. My mindset is all karma, karma, karma. What can I do so that I can get this? What can I do so I can get moksha? This is the mindset. And if I go with that mindset, this Vivekachoodamani will be a meaningless text. Because not a single piece of advice. And so don't read books, they will say. Once the mindset changes, once I get a hang of it, then I can read any number of books. And I can read any number of books and I will know immediately whether this book is worth it or not also. That kind of grip I have on the subject, correct? Because apraptasya prapti. Apraptasya prapti. You can figure out if that person who wrote that book got it or not. Satyam and Mithya, did he get it or not? I can figure out. The reader can figure out, I'm saying. You, the reader. Anyway, this is called Pramana Asambhavana, which is what? Pramana Shanka. Doubting the Shastram itself. Whether it is a Pramana. Whether through that only all these goods are going to be delivered. Then there is another one called Prameya Asambhavana or Prameya Shanka. Shanka means doubt, Sandeha. Prameya. No, I don't doubt that Upanishad is Pramanam, but I doubt what it says. Prameyam is Brahma, Brahma is what Upanishad is talking about. But the content of the Upanishad, I'm not convinced about all this. Or am I really the limitless reality the Upanishad is talking about? Doubt. With that doubt nagging me, how can I study the Shastra? Please tell me. It is some theoretical stuff that some people study. Who studies all this? This is doubt. This is called Prameya Shanka. What is the first one? First one is called Pramana Shanka. Can Shastra be trusted? Can my Guru be trusted on all these things? He claims he knows all this and he keeps talking about it all the time. Trust, lack of trust on all these things is called pramana shanka. You see how much Shraddha is important? We surrender only. There's nothing I can do as a student. I have to just surrender because this is not anybody's area. My parents didn't know anything. My teachers didn't talk about it. My professors didn't talk about it. At work, of course, they don't talk about it. Suddenly, I end up with this kind of stuff. So, basic doubts, clarity, listen, Shastram. Listen to it some more. That is first obstacle. Second obstacle is Pramana Shanka. Third obstacle is Prameya Shanka. Okay?
Jay Kumar ji, first one, what do you call it? Second is Pramana Shankha.
First one is lack of clarity. Let's put it that way.
So, do you
Lack
have
of
a
clarity.
term?
I have Shraddha and all, but I lack clarity, and I need to listen to this some more because I see so many people who have listened to so many years, and I see the confidence in them. I see them. I know it. When I see it, I know it. Therefore, I also have to go through the process. So, first obstacle is lack of clarity. I have Shraddha in the Shastra. I have Shraddha in everything. I have a guru also, if I can say. Then continue the journey. That is the solution for that. Then second, pramana shanka, lack of shraddha and all will produce all this. Lack of adhikaritvam will create all these doubts, because your time that you invest, you have to invest in the right thing, no? Because investment can lead to, what do they say, the fine print is there, no? The fine print is very big fine print, and they say fine print, but it is loaded with lot of stuff. Future performance, and now I'm forgetting all this fine print about these investments and all that. Future performance is predicted based on past performance. Anything can happen in the future, and like this they put this kind of, this will not cover, acts of God will not be covered by your insurance, this, that, they say all these things. Fine print, so much is there. So anyway, these three are intellectual obstacles. Then we have to talk about emotional obstacles. That's where we're going here. All right. We will continue this discussion in the next class, okay? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.